Smith Show. How the fuck is everybody doing out there? Episode 41 tonight. I'm hyped up. Gonna be a short show, but gonna be a goddamn good show. Been working on the audio, so hopefully the audio's better. And also, like you guys should notice, a very increased resolution of the background image because something was wrong with my videos for the last like 2 months. The background was completely blown the fuck out. You couldn't even really see what the fuck was going on. I didn't know how to fix it, but apparently what happened was I brought my OLED TV screen in here, and it has HDR built into it. And apparently OBS doesn't like HDR, so you have to turn that shit off. So should be much improved from now on. So how the fuck is everybody doing out there? Appreciate you joining me on the greatest goddamn show. Do it live. Yep, do it live. How's the audio sound? Got my Moderna shot water day. Congratulations. That sounds awesome. I gotta get mine. Wobbling with Dusty Smith. Still working on my new video experience machine. Hopefully gonna be about too soon. I gotta do some adult shit this week, so we can work that out. But everyone else here was too high to notice. How's things going? Going good with me. All right. As always, you guys want to support the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Patreon.com/Codcast. There's a link in the description of the video. As always, I have 2 patrons. I don't use the old one anymore, so be sure to follow the link in the video if you want to support the show. $1 a month, $5, $10, whatever you can afford to help me out the show. I put a lot of work into it, so support me if you can. And also, Super Chats. Lifeblood of the show, Super Chats. No questions dodged. Every question answered. Immortalize yourself in the Super Chats. And Todd Wentz says, Dusty, thanks for being here on Monday. Take a grocery worker's cash. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the show, Todd. I'm going to try to be more vigilant about staying on schedule. So I appreciate you guys supporting me and helping me. And what else you guys got to say? Glad to see all of you. Yep, glad to see you. Get your thumbs out of your ass and hit the thumbs up. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Help me out by hitting the thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. And what you got to say? Good evening, Dust Buddies. Good evening to all of y'all. Spam that chat with your customized emojis if you're a Dust Buddy. Going to talk a lot about the Nas X thing tonight. I talked about it in the last show, but man, I have never seen freaking out like this since, since the last time they pushed Satanic Panic upon us. But like something like half of the trending topics on Twitter yesterday were for Nas X, which I've never seen anything like that before. So they're freaking out about his video, and it's entertaining. So we're going to dunk on them about that. Have a little fun with it. And let me go ahead and start the show and move the chat over to the right. Move the chat to the right so you guys can let me know if there's any problems with the show while I got it going. Hell Satan, hell yeah. And I've turned off some of my lights because I'm thinking the lights that I had directly on my face were making me too blown out. So hopefully my face looks less blown out, like a white fucking ghost. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Wobble Wobble, happy Monday. Hail Satan. Always good when Dusty's on. Yep. Glad to be on. Appreciate you guys joining me. All right, let's go ahead and start the show. First off, we're going to start off with a little, basically show announcements. A little bit about me. A little bit of homespun stories from my life. So, one thing, apparently, I'm boycotting Coke now, because Georgia put through their voter suppression laws, and Coke kind of slightly spoke out against it, but didn't really do anything. The politicians, they only really respond and listen to the corporations. So if you boycott the corporations and tell them, we're boycotting you because we want you to put pressure on the politicians to overturn these voter suppression laws, and the entire point of these laws is just to make it tougher for black people to vote. That's all it's about, folks. If the laws were meant to make it harder for white people to vote, they'd never pass. But Republicans pass them specifically because they want less minorities to vote, because the less minorities vote, obviously, the better chances they have of winning. And so a lot of people in the black community and just lefties altogether are encouraging people to boycott Coca-Cola because Coca-Cola hasn't done enough to put pressures on the politicians in Georgia to where they would not pass and implement these voter suppression laws. So I went to the store, and instead of buying Diet Coke, I bought a Wild Cherry Zero Sugar Pepsi. And it's pretty good. It's not too bad. I actually like it better than Diet Coke. I know somebody's going to come along and tell me probably why I should not support Pepsi, but no one has given me a good reason yet. So I guess it's cool. I probably was supposed to be boycotting Coke before anyway because of something. Oh, yeah, because one of their bottling plants killed some folks who were in their union. Yeah, that's right. Now I remember. Yeah. A Colombian Coca-Cola bottling company assisted paramilitaries in murdering several union members. Yeah, I guess back in 2001 or whenever that happened. So, guess I should have been drinking them anyway. So, hello, Pepsi. How you doing? There's probably some better brand out there to drink, but I don't know. I'm addicted to Coke. I should not drink as much. Yep. Try some cherry Pepsi. What you gonna do? And also, little interesting note about my life. So as you guys know, I live in a poor neighborhood. This doesn't matter, but I do live in an all-black neighborhood. I'm the only white person around here, me and Kelsey. And it's strange to me in 2021, some of my neighbors, I guess they still don't have internet or they don't know how to use it. So occasionally they come and knock on my door and they put in orders for me to order things for them off the internet that they can't find locally. And of course, I don't charge them anything for doing this. I figure it's the least I can do for playing my goddamn stereo so loud and for having so many annoying barking dogs. So I do it. So my neighbor came yesterday, knocked on my window because he knows that's the only way you get my fucking attention. So I go out on my porch, and dude is dressed to the fucking nines in his best Sunday suit. Looked like $1,000,000 fucking bucks. He looked awesome. And hadn't seen him in a little while. I guess he told me his little Yorkie died. And I think his girl broke up with him, so he's been really depressed and sticking in a house. And he said, but he's finally feeling better and going to get out there with his life, and he wanted to work out some. So he had me order him some things called battle ropes, which you might have seen like the UFC fighters use, like these big, thick ropes shaking shit that build up your muscles. I guess it works. UFC fighters use it, so it must work. So he got me to order some of those for him, so I did it. Happy to help him out. Hopefully I can be a good neighbor to these people. And also, little note about me. So after watching this Joe Rogan clip, I played this for you in the last show. Gonna play it for you again real quick, just so you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Here's Joe Rogan blaming androgynous people and trans people and basically gay people. This is just trans panic, gay panic. He's basically blaming the collapse of civilizations on trans people and gay people.
I think this happens at the end of every civilization's reign. And I think this happened with the Greeks and it happened with the Romans. And it's one of the things that Douglas Murray, when I had him on my podcast, was discussing. He said one of the things that happens at the end of civilizations is they become obsessed with gender. It's a thing that happens where men start becoming women and women start becoming men, and it becomes like a big focus, like cross-dressing and all this stuff becomes a big point of focus. And I was like, well, why is that? He goes, it seems to be that they're dissolving all boundaries and all norms and all societal structure, and that's a part of it. It's like gender roles. I think this happens at the end of it.
That's just 100% chud-ass trans panic. Douglas Murray is a 100% goddamn ridiculous chud motherfucker. But hey, Joe Rogan said it, so it must be true. So I just went and looked up, hey, why did the Roman Empire fall? Because I'm sure Joe Rogan must be right. He's obviously a historical expert. And I read through this entire list, and it's amazing. No mentions of gender whatsoever. They didn't mention trans people even once.
It's hard to ascribe one cause to the fall of an empire.
There's a video popping up. Yeah, there's a good video on it too that I also watched that I won't play for you guys. But apparently it says that it was the invasion of barbarian tribes helped destroy the Roman Empire. And also they were having economic troubles because of the over-reliance on slave labor, not trans apparently, and the rise of the Eastern Empire, and there was overexpansion and military overspending and government corruption and political instability and the arrival of Huns and the migration of barbarian tribes and Christianity and the loss of traditional values and the weakening of Roman legions. So I'm assuming this got to be fake news, folks, right? Joe Rogan wouldn't lie to us. It has to be trans people who are the fall of the Roman civilization. Right. And for those of you who follow me on Twitter, CultofDusty1, 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 you actually should. My Twitter is just not building at all for some reason. I don't know why. No one's fucking following me on Twitter. But anyway, I posted a link to a really good thread upon this. And apparently this idea in the modern era was put forward by Camilla Page, or Paglia. Camille Paglia, who was she's a feminist, but I don't know if you could consider her a TERF. She doesn't seem very friendly to trans people at all. And apparently she's the one, she's not a historian whatsoever, and she put this idea forward. And so this thread with actual historians discusses this. And spoiler alert, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Literally just trying to blame trans people for collapse of civilization, which, not the best, not amazing. So good thread if you guys want to learn more about it. Educate yourself. I did. TERFy, yeah. TERFish, whatever you want to call her. Seems pretty ignorant, to be honest with me, but that's just my opinion. And last up, someone made me aware that in one of my videos, I was wearing a shirt. It's one of my old Christian videos. I think it was "You Are Not Born Again" or something like that, where I was wearing a shirt that said "Untarded" on it. And that's obviously a play off an ableist slur. And I used to actually sell Untarded t-shirts back in my edgy atheist days. And I'm fucking embarrassed about that now. I don't want to be associated with that. I want to be a better person. It's very easy to be a better, more decent human being by just, try to respect other people and listen to what they say and change your behavior. So if you guys see any of my videos where I'm wearing that shirt, let me know and I'll remove it because I removed that one. But I also, like, a little part of me is conflicted about it because there are some of the videos I think I'm wearing that shirt in that are actually really good atheist videos, and I hate to take them down forever just because of that shirt, but also I think I probably should. So I guess I got to remake them, but I won't do that. So what do you guys think? Should I take them down? Probably take those fucking shirts down because I don't want to be those videos down because I don't want to be associated with that. You let me know what you think. I'm listening to you guys, and no one's really saying much. And all right, that is my announcement zone here. Appreciate that. I'll read your chats and let you guys tell me what you think. Rome had problems with Basque, Huns, and Celts. Yeah, they had all kinds of problems, man. A lot of corruption. Their economy was basically collapsing. Everybody was like basically bailing out of society. Dusty, you can blur the shirt out. I guess I could. It'd probably hard. I'd have to re-upload them, I guess. There's a blur feature built into YouTube, but it's hard to use, especially when the video's moving around. And the editing tools in YouTube Studio are shit, basically. Yeah, I guess I could blur it out and re-upload it. Maybe I'll blur it out and re-upload it for patrons only or something. Not sure. Leave them up. All right. Re-upload the audio of the old videos over funny clips. All right, I could do that. I probably won't do any of that, but I'll probably just take it down. Anyway, no one watches those videos anyway. Just like no one watches this new shit. So, folks, we gonna talk a little about the Nas X controversy again. It's been hilarious to watch them freak out about it. So a lot of us grew up in trans panic, right? It's like this, first time, yeah. Ever since I was a kid, every few years they come out with this fucking trans panic. Remember a Kiss? Feel my heat taking you higher. Burn with me, heaven's on fire. Remember that? Oh my God, Kiss. Satan, they're just promoting Satan outright. And then Judas Priest, and then what else was it? Madonna. Remember Madonna came out with the that's not what I wanted. With the oh yeah, here it is. Like a prayer, just like a prayer. And they're like, oh my God, she's literally Satan. So this has happened over and fucking over again. And then it was what the hell's that guy's name? That's a douchebag. God, Marilyn Manson, trans panic. And so Lil Nas X's latest video is just another example of trans panic. It's the same playbook that they use for the culture war over and over again because their policies are very unpopular. So they have to come up with this ridiculous, meaningless bullshit to scare their base into voting for them or anything the left is evil. And so satanic panic, that's one of the big things they use. And so apparently Lil Nas X came out with some Satan shoes. This is just capitalism at its finest, folks. So basically they took these shoes from Nike. They just bought a bunch of these black shoes in bulk from Nike. Probably paid like $50 a piece for them. And they just scribbled a Bible verse, Luke 10:08 on the side, and then one of 666 on it. And they put this little cheap upside down star. What do you call that? Whatever. They put that on there, and they sell them for over $1,000. And they sold out in 60 seconds because America, I guess, people will buy $1,000 shoes that they paid $50 for. So They made like over $500,000 in like 60 seconds because, you know, this is America. This is how this whole system works. And of course, they got huge advertisement from Christians that are freaking out about it. This is actually the governor of South Dakota, because there's nothing better going on in South Dakota the governor should be focused on. Nah, all you South Dakotans, you're fine. Your lives are fine. All your issues are covered, and she has plenty of time to worry about shoes, apparently. So she gets on her Twitter and says, "This is outrageous, disgusting, and perverted." It's shoes, woman. And on Palm Sunday, who gives a shit? Palm Sunday to me is when I whack it off my palm. No less. Somehow, Lil Nas X thinks that satanic worship should be mainstream and normal. Look, I'm quite positive that Nas X does not believe in Satan. Just like most of us don't. But even if he did believe in Satan, this is not worship of Satan. He literally goes to hell, breaks Satan's neck. All right? Have you watched the video? Satanic worship should be mainstream and normal. I don't think there have been better candidates to cancel than Lil Nas X and these shoes. So it's fine. Cancel culture's fine when they do it. Because, of course, they've always done it, folks. They've always, literally, their God in the Bible killed everybody on earth except for one family, and all the animals too, except for 2 animals on the boat, because he was pissed off at them. Their God is literally the creator in the most ultimate way of cancel culture. And, of course, Christians have always done this. They've always mostly been the ones to do this. It's just this new bullshit right-wing narrative that cancel culture is a left-wing thing, which is, of course, craziness. It's just nothing more lies in the culture war. But anyway, so then her and Lil Nas X got in a feud on Twitter because, of course, why wouldn't the governor of South Dakota get in a feud with Lil Nas X on Twitter? So, and also they say these shoes contain 1 drop of human blood, but they don't. It's just bullshit. Nike made them, and Nike assures you that they don't have any human blood. Now, these shoes, I want to tell you, these shoes are not sponsored or put out by Nike. Somebody literally just went out and bought Nike shoes and painted something on the side of them and then resold them, which is fine, you know. It's anybody can do that. I can go to the store, buy Nike shoes and scribble on them and then sell them to somebody else, and that doesn't mean Nike's involved in whatever I scribble on them. That's nothing to do with them, right? So, then she goes on to say, the governor of North Dakota, our kids are being told that this kind of product is not only okay, it is okay, it's fine. Who cares? It's shoes. It's literally shoes, lady. It's exclusive. It is exclusive. They only made 666 of these stupid-ass $1,000 shoes for idiots to buy. But do you know what's more exclusive? Their God-given eternal soul. Yeah, it's so exclusive it doesn't exist. Can't get any more exclusive than that. We are in a fight for the soul of our nation. We are not. We need to fight hard. Didn't you guys already do that January 6th? Then how did that work out for you? And we need to fight smart. We have to win. Well, maybe you should focus on your constituents in North Dakota, and that might help you more win. So, then Lil Nas. Lil Nas is actually really good on Twitter. He's a master of trolling on Twitter, and he don't seem to give a shit. I gotta say, dude's got big dick energy. Just gonna say, Lil Nas got some big dick energy. So he's out there just telling it like it is to the governor and says, you're a whole governor and you're on here tweeting about some damn shoes. Do your job. I know, right? You ain't never lied, Lil Nas X. That's some straight up gospel right there. And then she tweeted out, what good will it be for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Matthew 16:26. And then he responded, shoot a child in your mouth while I'm riding. Montero 108, which is a pretty funny counter. This is a line to his song that I guess appears at 108 in the song. And I think Lil Nas X's first name is Montero, which is where this comes from, if I'm not mistaken, because that's what it says right here. And I guess him at Meta, who runs this website, The Friendly Atheist, would not lie to me. If you guys want to view all the things I talk about in the religious bullshit section of my videos, I steal it from him at Meta's Friendly Atheist, which you can Google. Good guy, who I'm no longer feuding with, so that's good. And so then Candace Owens jumps in it. Candace Owens is like, we've turned George Floyd, a criminal drug addict, into an icon. Yeah, because the police murdered him. We are promoting Satan shoes to wear on our feet. Good. We got Cardi B named as Woman of the Year. I don't care about that. I don't like Cardi B, but I don't care who they named the Woman of the Year. Who's in charge of that? I didn't vote. But we're convinced it's white supremacy that's keeping Black America behind. Yeah, it is white supremacy that's keeping Black America behind, at least partially. I mean, I'm sure there's some things that the black community can be held accountable for, but the black community and the culture of the black community was not created in a bubble, in a vacuum. It was created because of hundreds of years of systemic oppression that still goes on today. So yeah, it's mostly white supremacy and not fucking shoes, Candace Owen. What the fuck? And Nick Young is mad. He's like, my kids will never play Old Town Road again. I'm still debating about wearing Nike. After this come Nike a drop of blood for real? No, Nike has to do with it. You know what you're talking about. And why were you letting your kids listen to Old Town Road anyway? He specifically talks about having a lean in his liver or some shit. Lean, it's like a cough syrup mixed with alcohol. I never even had lean. I'm not even cool enough to have lean. And he talks about cheating on his baby and how his life is all about boobies. It's not a kid's song if you listen to the words, folks. But anyway. And then even that's what Lil Nas X says. They shouldn't be playing Old Town Road anyway. We streaming Call Me By Your Name now. Yeah, we've already changed. It's 2021. We've updated to something new now. And I apologize for this clip, folks. I'm going to play you a clip of Pastor Greg Locke, who has one of the most annoying voices in the history of mankind. And that's coming from me. So I apologize, but he getting in on the Lil Nas X hate because he knows how to pander to his cult. And here's his screeching about it.
I didn't know who Lil Nas X was. Little thug, whoever he I had no idea who he was. We was riding this morning, Hudson said, well, you know what made him famous? I said, well, he was that horses song. Got my horses and whatever that song. I was like, man, that song's got a cool beat. I'll never be able to listen to it again. Bunch of devil worshiping, wicked nonsense, pentagram wearing on your Nike tennis shoes 666. You think I'm gonna stand for that? You've lost your mind. You tell Lil Nas X I said so. Bunch of Satanism, bunch of wickedness, bunch of devilism, bunch of demonism, bunch of psychotic wickedness.
Man, I guess he's good at talking really fast without stuttering over his words, which is good. And he has access to a lot of money where he gets nice suits, and that's really all it takes to become a preacher these days. So then Lil Nas X retweeted him and says, I'm sampling this. I wish he would. He won't, because he'd probably get sued by Greg Locke, but he don't give a shit. He just put it all out there. And then Pastor Greg Locke once again says, I hope Nike burns to the ground. Yeah, cancel culture fine when they do it. And goes bankrupt over this, even though it has nothing to do with him. Firstly, they use massive amounts of child slaves. They don't do that. I actually looked that up, and that's not true. And now they openly promote Satanism. Nope. Nike had nothing to do with this. They don't openly promote Satanism. But the Church of Satan is all into it. Church of Satan is like, hook us up with a pair, fam. Yeah. Send one of those 1 out of 666 pairs directly to the Church of Satan. That gets my vote. And then some more people. Let's read some more. Hate for Lil Nas X. Satanic panic, people freaking out. So he's like, I blame all of you for this. I told you that Old Town Road song was terrible, boring gibberish. Says old white man. Theocratic fascist is how he bills himself. How lovely. Boring gibberish. You made the semi-illiterate dirtbag into a musical sensation for no reason. Now he's promoting actual Satanism to your children. He's not. For one, the video is not for kids. Sorry. The video's for me. I haven't shut the fuck talking about it. I've been talking about it for 2 shows. I'm a 46-year-old white as fuck dude. Okay? I'm the target audience for this fucking song. One of them at least, not children. Good goddamn, but it's cool to see him whine. It's fun. And Lil Nas X been taking all the hate in stride. Here's Nichelle says, Little Nas X is praised for dancing on Satan. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Kanye West is bashed for giving his life to Christ. False. Welcome to 2021. No, Kanye was bashed because he said it seemed like slavery was a choice, and then he ran for president, and he was specifically working with people from Donald Trump's administration for the whole purpose of trying to siphon off the black vote and get Donald Trump, a fucking literal fascist, reelected. That's why he took shit. And also because he is using Christ as a Kanye tool to sell idiots on his merchandise, which is, I guess, fine. That's what con men have always done, but that's when he got bashed. Not because he's giving his life to Christ. I don't even believe he gave his life to Christ. Kanye's just a con man. He's full of shit, right? And more hate towards Lil Nas X. Here's Nick Adams. Nick Adams, who is the best-selling author endorsed by President Trump, founder of President of One Flag USA, and he's a presidential appointee. So he's obviously the the target of Lil Nas X's music. And so he mad about it. He's like, clowns like Lil Nas X and Cardi B couldn't last 30 seconds on a debate stage with the likes of real Candace. Oh, good God. Either one of these people, even though they're not debaters, would wipe the floor with Candace. Oh, she's an idiot. Literally has nothing of intelligence to say. She's just a con man who's easily defeated. Would love to see that. That's fun. Oh, and then Lil Nas X replied to him, you can't last 30 seconds in bed with your wife? Probably not. Not by pleasuring her anyway. I'm sure she goes to bed disappointed every single night. And then SC23, Real Accounting, says, you're riding Satan in your new music video? You're proud of that? And he's like, yes, hell yeah, I'm proud of that. Look at all the millions of people that are watching. Look at all of you who are talking about it. You're making me so much fucking money right now by doing the exact same thing that so many musicians have done before. Rile you guys up by talking about hell or Satan or God because you'll give me free advertising. It always works. That and sex. Two things that work in the music industry over and over again. And then they're hating on him because he went to a school, I guess, and he sang his song at the school. I wish I could play you with this because they're acting like this is a bad thing. But these kids look like this is the best day of their fucking life. Look at this. They're loving it. Imagine being such a piece of shit. You look at this video and you think it's evil. You think something's wrong here. You think the joy of children is bad. So Mint Chip Music, who's a rapper and host apparently, says the system is targeting kids. Lil Nas X's fan base is mostly children. They did the same thing with Miley Cyrus after Hannah Montana. Like, Lil Nas X and Hannah Montana don't have any agency. They literally are adults. They can do whatever the fuck they want, which is exactly what Lil Nas X says. There was no system involved. I made the decisions to create the music. I am an adult. I am not going to spend my entire career trying to cater to your children. That's your job. Exactly right. You know, you can be a performer that children like and decide, hey, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to create another type of music. I used to be an atheist video maker. That's all I did was talk about atheism all the time. And then I was like, hey, I'd like to do something else. I don't want to be known as just the guy that only talks about religion all the time. And so I switched that shit up. You're an adult. You can do that. You don't have to be stuck doing the same thing for your entire fucking life, right? Ain't no system making you do that. You're just making a choice. And so then Lil Nas X and Gun Girl got into it because, of course, why wouldn't they? She had to put her 2 cents in. Caitlin Bennett, whatever the fuck her name is. She's like, it's weeks like these that I'm thankful to be blocked by Lil Nas X. And he responded, I still see your tweets, shitty pants, because even Lil Nas X knows that Caitlin Bennett shit her pants. Allegedly, I don't know if that's true or not, but it's fun to talk about. And so then she responded with racism, with just outright fucking racism. This is racist, folks. She responded with, do you still see your dad? Which is 100% based on a stereotypical trope that most or all black kids don't have relationships with their father. Which they've done studies, and there is a high amount of out-of-wedlock children in the black community for various reasons, most of them economic. But they've also done studies that show that black fathers are generally very involved in their kids' lives. This is just a straight-up racist goddamn comment that she made. And, of course, he took it in stride and fired back, yep, and I might fuck yours. Oh, snap. Lil Nas X gonna fuck your dad. Lil Nas X gonna fuck your dad. So, congratulations to Alex Jones, who apparently, according to Caitlin Bennett, is her father. So, lucky Alex Jones gonna get the Lil Nas dick. Shit. Alex Jones gets all the best dicks. Of course, immediately, Gun Girl got to play the victim here. She has to play the victim, little snowflake, and claim that Lil Nas X threatened to rape her dad. These are the people that are constantly talking about, hey, it's just a joke, man. Why can't your side take jokes? It's obviously just a joke. But no, they have to play the victim because that's all they got, folks. All they have is projection and hypocrisy. Clearly, he is not threatening to rape your dad. The joke is your dad wants the Nas X dick. That's the joke. Pretty obvious. And just to show you how even further racist what she said is, Lil Nas X actually has a great relationship with his father. His father supports him, which is great to see a black father support his black gay son. Laughing my ass off, love this man. His father sent him a private message after watching the new video where he dry humped Satan. And it says, very creative video. I got through it. Congratulations. Live life on your terms. Very proud of you. So it seems like a good dad, right? Fuck off, Caitlin. Got owned. And then he just started playing videos, showing videos of people that are trying to shit on him because it's funny watching these people freak out like this dude.
This is how you get to the top of the industry right here. Look at him. Got the devil's face in his butt.
Yeah, exactly. And I love it, right? Where else would you want the devil's face except for in your butt? Isn't that a great place for the devil's face? We should get up in my butt. And then I think I got two more. This is how you kill your career in one tweet. I don't know what the fuck this guy was thinking. So this is one of the bassists for Lady Gaga, who went on tour with her playing a song called Born This Way, which is specifically about being born gay, I assume, or being born however the fuck you're born and being proud of how you're born. Literally made a living. But this idiot decides he wants to chime in about this, which, as you can imagine, didn't go well with him from either Lil Nas X's fans or Lady Gaga's fans. So I doubt he's gonna be invited back anytime soon.
I gotta go fucking wash my brain with soap after watching that fucking Nas X. Bro,
It's a video.
Wow, man. That was... Oh my God. Well, on my mom's, do not go watch that video. Yo, do not go watch that video, bro. I want to know, why is sexual preference so prevalent in music?
Because sex is very prevalent in our society, just like it's very prevalent in all our advertisements. People are pretty much literally created to fuck constantly and want to fuck constantly. It's what propels our entire species to survive. And so obviously it's going to be popular in music.
Like, why is the agenda of sexual orientation and music so heavily correlated? Like, I don't get it.
Well, then you should, I just told you, it's very simple. So you just committed career suicide, not smart. And so, yeah, everybody's shitting on him. Both Lady Gaga's fans and Lil Nas X fans shitting on him. So good luck to you getting jobs in the future, dumbass. And then as I already explained to you guys, Nike has nothing to do with these satanic shoes. They literally just bought the shoes from Nike and then they altered them and they rebranded them and they sold them as Satan shoes. Not sponsored by Nike, not put out by Nike. But of course, Fox News, the news network, can't be bothered to fact check anything they do. So the weatherman literally has to fact check them and tell them they're full of shit. Even though they swear up and down they know what they're talking about, telling the truth. Embarrassing.
And singer Lil Nas X causes uproar over shoes that contain a drop of real human blood. The so-called Satan shoes are to promote his newly released music video. Each shoe features a Bible scripture, an upside-down cross. 666 pairs will be available starting tomorrow, with one pair costing more than $1,000. And those are your headlines.
What?
Drop of blood.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want that in my shoe.
You know who makes them?
Who?
Nike. That's a Nike shoe with the sign of Satan on the top called Satan shoes.
Get out of here. There's got to be more to this.
I saw it before the show. So you can't have the Betsy Ross flag.
Yeah.
Come on, you can have Nike-made Satan shoes. It's a real thing.
Will's in disbelief. He's like, I'm being pumped.
Talk about that? I feel like I'm missing a piece of information.
You are.
This
You're not. You're not. Because you know how many of them there are being made? How many of the shoes are being made?
She said 650.
Yeah.
666.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm not kidding.
It's a little weird.
Look it up.
It's a little odd.
I did.
When up is down and down is up, and that's exactly where we are as a culture.
Something's...
It's really
Adam,
unbelievable.
let's ask Adam. Adam, would you buy those shoes just out of curiosity? Maybe someone would like them. I don't know.
Could he say yes now? I mean,
I was gonna dodge this. They're not really Nike. They're Nike shoes, but there's a middleman who bought Nike shoes and is turning them into these.
Is that what
really?
it is?
Oh, really?
Nike's not making these shoes.
So it's like
I'm positive about that.
But Nike probably could sue them if he wanted for using
there's
their
the
likeness
missing
and
information.
image.
Thank you for that, Adam. So it's like a boutique vendor type thing from Nike shoe or artist.
Yeah, exactly.
Still absurd, but yeah.
An artist is doing it. Yeah. So there's your Nike shoe news that I'm able to do, and also I can do the weather.
Yeah, thank you, weatherman, for being the only goddamn person on Fox News that has any sense. And no, Nike can't sue them. Just like if I bought Nike shoes at the store and came on and scribbled my fucking name on it and sold them as Dusty shoes, they're my shoes. I bought them. I can sell them. The fuck's Nike gonna do? As long as I don't say that these are Dusty shoes, specifically created by Nike from the very beginning and sponsored by Nike, then there's not shit they can do, right? Goddamn Fox News. All right, that is my coverage of the Lil Nas X controversy. I'm sure there'll be more, but it's pretty fucking funny, in my opinion. The whole outrage, the whole satanic panic. I should make my Logic shoes. Of course, I don't wear shoes. I don't even own a pair of shoes. So maybe Logic sandals, because that's all I got. I don't own a pair of blue jeans. I don't own a phone. And I don't own a pair of shoes. I'm a very strange human being. I understand. All right, let's stop and read the super chats real quick. Super chats. What we got on super chats tonight? Ricky Gay. What's up, Ricky Gay? Who wouldn't want the Lil Nas X D? I don't want the D. I'm not interested in penises like very much, but I wouldn't mind catching. Just say a little bit. Mind catch. Funny. No, that's not it. Pitching. That's not it. Catching is the other way. Pitching. I wouldn't mind pitching. I'll get it right. I'm not good at the gay lingo. I wouldn't mind pitching just a little bit. Funny how conservatives are only upset about explicit songs sang by women or gay people. I know. They're pretty upset about everything, though. They're as snowflake gets. And Jake Crabtree, been a long time fan since I've watched you, man, but I'm glad to see you're stayed true to common sense. Unlike so many skeptics online. Good lad. I'm doing the best I can. I've had some rough patches, but I hopefully am working my way through them and still trying to figure shit out. Thank you for supporting the show. And Ginger B. Vaughn became a Dust Buddy. Hell yeah. Thank you for coming a member of the Dust Buddies, Ginger B. Vaughn. For those of you who don't know, you can become a Dust Buddy for $2.99 a month. And you get customized emojis to spam the chat with and a cool trans rights icon by your name on your post. So become a Dust Buddy. Become one of the cool kids. And E! My buddy E, back to support the show for the kiddies. Love me some E. Hell yeah, E makes my life so much better. King E. And Meldrock, $5. So God's a Trumpian narcissist who'll throw you in his eternal torture dungeon for talking smack about him, but he loves you. Makes sense. I mean, I know. How can torturing somebody for eternity because they don't do what you want them to do not be cancel culture? How can it not be the most ultimate form of cancel culture? It is, if cancel culture actually existed, which, you know, it doesn't. Jay West, 721, forgot to become a patron, but will do today. You rock, Dusty. Bring back the cats. The cats are here. They're here. I got them all around me. You'll see them from time to time around me. Maybe one of them will come over here in a second. But appreciate that. Thank you, Jay West. $20 very generous, and I appreciate you becoming a patron. It all adds up and it all helps. You guys rock. And Teresa Champagne, $5. If you ever don't have enough content, Dusty, just show up and be you and chit-chat about whatever. Even some old stuff from past videos of yours. I know. I just have a problem where I just want to do like brand new content. I want to nail it really hard. And so I almost like, I don't want to talk about old stuff, but I do know that I probably should do more videos where I just don't take it so seriously and hang out with you guys and chat and stuff would be fine. Like, I know that's what most Twitch live streamers do. They just get on there and they chat with people, play games and stuff, and they kill it. So I should probably do that eventually. Thank you for the recommendation. And Pretty Boy, you want to come over here? Pretty Boy. Hey, Pretty Boy, you want to come over here? Pretty Boy, come here. Come here, Pretty. Come here, Pretty Boy. Let's say hello to everybody. This is my Mr. Pretty Boy. He's so pretty. I know. He's like, Daddy, I don't want to come say hi to you. But you gonna? He's like, no, I'm not. All right. Fuck me then. That was Pretty Boy. Got to see it. You get his ass. There you go. That's Pretty Boy ass. So yeah, little Pretty Boy ass for you guys. You're welcome. Live stream. What else we got? Jordan Powers, just want to say great show and keep up the good work. This is one of my favorite shows on YouTube. Hell yeah, greatest show on YouTube. But I would say that. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the show, Jordan Powers. You rock. And hope you get vaccinated soon. Yeah, me too. They're supposed to speed it up around here. So I'm hoping by April, or by the end of April, I'll be able to get vaccinated. I don't really go anywhere too much, but I do need to get vaccinated for sure. And anything else pop up? If you pitch, you catch. Is that the way it works? I don't know. How does that work? You're pitching, you're not catching, right? You pitching. I don't know. I'm not an expert on all that stuff, but it's cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. And just in case, 666. Hell yeah. Thank you, Brian PC. Awesome amount. And new and Firefly 567. It would be awesome to have some chill streams with you, Dusty. Okay, I will make it up to do that. I will stop being so rigid and wanting to do the greatest show on earth and just do, just one of the greatest shows on earth for you guys. You're great at doing an amazing job. Keep up the great work. Will do. I appreciate that. Thank you, Firefly. You're awesome. And Brian C. Just got a Quest 2. Any recommendations? The Quest 2 is the easiest platform I've ever found to pirate on. I probably shouldn't tell you guys this, but so there is a program. What is it called? Something U-Loader. So I have to look it up and see what it is. But basically, there's a few steps you got to do to make your Quest 2 be ready for this thing. But then once you do it, you can download this program and you can plug your Quest 2 into your computer. And you literally just click on a drop-down menu. And it lists every single Quest 2 game in existence. And you can click on it and it'll automatically install it into your Quest 2 for free. I shouldn't tell you guys that. You didn't hear from me. But that's my recommendation. And of course, games like the Walking Dead game is fucking amazing. And if you can use a virtual desktop to play PC games through your Wi-Fi on your Quest 2. And Half-Life Alyx is the greatest game ever created on any platform ever. It is fucking just incredible. So that's what I recommend. All right. K. Drew M. starting to think it would be just as easier if I shot you a Patreon, but I love when you read my comments. What are your thoughts on spider babies? Oh man, I'm terrified of spider babies. I have arachnophobia and shit. And yeah, it's cool either way. I think I make more money off Patreon like per thing, but it's all good. Like I can read your comments on here, and super chats are always welcome. So thank you, KJ. Appreciate that. Man, I might do a full show tonight. I was expecting this to be a short show, but that Lil Nas X stuff took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So it looks like we have a full show. Hooray! All right, before I continue, let me drag the chat over to the side here so I can read it for you guys, and I'll come back in a minute and hit E's super chat because E rocks. All right. So next we're going to do some Chud Watch. Might as well sing the song. Let's go. Chud Watch. Talking about Chud Watch. We talk about chuds and make fun of them. And tonight on Chud Watch, I'm going to start you out with some Mike Lindell, the Mind Pillow guy. Mike. And I was going to play this clip for you, but I'm not because we're kind of running a little long tonight. But he was on Steve Bannon's show, and I was very surprised. Steve Bannon actually asked him some very good, very straightforward questions, and you almost never see anybody do that. He never is on any kind of platform where anybody has the guts to actually ask him direct fucking questions. And Steve Bannon actually directly asked them, hey, you're claiming you have all this information about voter fraud. You claim you have so much information now that it's literally going to overturn the election. Have you taken this evidence that you've gathered and put it in the hands of the proper authorities? And have they looked at it and have they commented to you about how they're going to use this to overturn the election? And it was the most word-salad answer you could possibly imagine. Dip, dodge, and diving, and he didn't answer at all, but basically the answer is no, he didn't. He's just a liar. He says the same thing over and over again, kicks the can down the road. But I will play this small clip for you. One thing he did say is that Trump is absolutely going to be president again by August. And you can believe it because Mind Pillow says it's true, folks.
What I'm talking about, Steve, is what I have been doing since January 9th. All the evidence I have, everything is going to go before the Supreme Court, and the election of 2020 is going bye-bye. It was an attack by other country, communism coming in. I don't know what they're going to do with it after they pull it down, but it's getting down.
But hang on a second.
Hold on. Donald Trump will be back in office in August.
Narrator's voice, he won't. And he absolutely won't. And when August comes around and Trump's not in office again, he'll make up some other excuse. He'll come out with yet another documentary. He'll kick the can down the road. Come on, Dominion. Sue this guy into the goddamn ground already. And speaking of Steve Bannon, did you know that he was running a school in Italy for far-right extremists? Yeah, they were calling themselves far-right modern-day gladiators. And they were running the school out of an 800-year-old monastery because this is the kind of money Steve Bannon has. He has money to create this kind of like Professor X type school for right-wing extremists. And so Italy basically evicted the fuck out of him because they lied to get the lease. They got a 20-year lease for this old monastery, and they lied their ass off to do it. So they got evicted. So fuck your school, Steve Bannon. It's gone. But crazy they have the resources to do shit like this, folks. Man, these right-wing extremists, they are fucking rolling in it. And Lindsey Graham, did you guys know Lindsey Graham is a badass warrior? You better not come to his house. He will fuck you up. Look at this tough guy. Can't get any tougher than this. Basically, Rambo. Lindsey Graham.
What's wrong with a serious debate after all of these shootings about assault weapons and especially about large capacity magazines, which a lot of studies show contribute to these mass killings?
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong about debate. As a matter of fact, I would challenge Senator Schumer to bring the assault weapons ban to the floor of the United States Senate. It won't get 50 votes, much less 60. I own an AR-15. If there's a natural disaster in South Carolina where the cops can't protect my neighborhood, my house will be the last one that the gang will come to because I can defend myself.
They live by this masturbatory fantasy that the world's going to collapse and they're going to be the brave warriors that save it. So Lindsey Graham going to sit in his house and going to watch all his neighbors die. And he going to fight off the gangs himself. Has this ever happened in your entire life, Lindsey Graham? Has society ever collapsed and you've had to fend off roving gangs with your AR-15? No. This is a ridiculous fucking excuse. Like I said, a masturbatory fantasy you use in order not to actually do anything and save lives.
You don't have to have an AR-15, but if you have one lawfully, I think you should be allowed to keep it. Most of these problems have a lot to do with mental health. Count me in for addressing that issue. Red flag laws exist in 19 states. There's some things we can do, but at the end of the day, if you think an assault weapons ban is what the country needs, bring it to the floor of the United States Senate.
100% he'd vote against red flag laws if it was made legal nationally, if it was brought to a vote. No doubt about it, he'd vote against that. He's lying his ass off. Red flag laws are when you take guns away from people who are clearly mentally ill or imminently going to kill people. And of course, I showed you guys last week, the police departments have said we won't even enforce red flag laws. So that shit don't work. And they lie so much, folks. This is all they have is lies. Look at this shit. They're trying to downplay the January 6th insurrection so bad and pretend like Antifa is somehow equivalent in any way. So this is Jack Piso Shikbiak saying, armed Antifa insurrections attempted to overthrow the Oregon State Capitol today. And these are the pictures he posted. Do these pictures show what he's saying? Does this look like armed Antifa members trying to overthrow the government? It's literally 20 teenagers in an empty lot, just standing there. And there's shields on the ground behind them. They just fucking lie. They're no way the equivalent to the MAGA, QAnonymous Trump supporters who attacked the Capitol building. Give it up. It's ridiculous. We can see through it. It's just shameless. And most people actually called him out for that, which was good to see. And folks, for those of you living in other countries who want to know what the #1 cable news organization in America is like, it's basically the women of Desperate Housewives or the Housewives of Orange County or whatever those shows are, bickering at each other like drunken idiots Look how cringe this shit is. It's professional wrestling.
And social services and mental health professionals. So don't you ever accuse me, because unlike you, I don't just talk the talk. I have actually walked the walk. I did something. I did something. I actually did something. So instead of sitting on your butt with your friends pontificating, get down to the border, go into a courtroom, a victim center, family court, a shelter, volunteer. Have the courage to step off your comedy club stage and do something that matters, that makes a difference. And yeah, Joy, I'm talking to you.
They're cutting wrestling promos on the news, folks. That's what it's like to live in America. It's embarrassing. You can't even parody this shit. Like, I tried to watch Saturday Night Live this week, and it was so bad that I had the choice to watch it or nothing, and I chose nothing. But it's because you can't parody this shit anymore. It's impossible. Real life is too absurd and much funnier than anything they put on. And speaking of Fox News, here's Tucker Carlson and his guest admitting that eventually, before too long, the right wing is actually going to elect fascists. And it's the left's fault. They've already elected fascists. They're already fascists. But they're going to pretend they're not fascists yet. But they're becoming more and more fascists. But it's not their fault. It's the left, y'all.
Tucker, I've said this before, and I'm telling you, I'm worried that I'm right. The right is going to pick a fascist within 10 to 20 years because they're not going to be the only ones on the outs. There's 60, 70 million of us. We're not a tiny minority. And if we're going to be all treated like criminals and all subject to every single law while Antifa, Black Lives Matter guys go free and Hunter Biden goes free, then the right's going to take drastic measures. And it's not about Tucker.
Always the victim, folks. So you already did elect a fascist 4 years ago. You've been fascist for a long time. So basically, they've been caught in their bullshit because they're fascist. They're going to use that as an excuse to become more fascist. It's like if you were punching somebody in the face and then they started fighting back and you were like, oh, you're fighting back. That means I got to punch you in the face. No, we're fighting back because you were already punching us in the face. And it's the same thing here, but at least they're outright admitting it. Yeah, we're fascist. We know, but it's not our fault you're a fascist. Own that shit. Always got to play the victim. Always got to blame somebody else, even for fascism. And here's the new thing Fox News is doing, folks. They're making fun of Joe Biden for being prepared. For being a prepared professional. The craziest shit. This was all over Fox News, but this is Sean Hannity's tweet. Biden relied on notes, pictures, prepared statements during first press briefings. Good? Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Aren't you supposed to prepare for speeches and know what you're talking about and have your shit together instead of like just rambling like a completely fucking dementia idiot like Donald Trump did? But no, they prefer that. They prefer Donald Trump rambling. But Donald Trump did the same thing. Look, he got his notes. No mention from Fox News. Of course, they're like a child's notes, but still, I want nothing. I want nothing. I want no quid pro quo. I mean, wouldn't you want to have somebody that has actual notes and is actually prepared instead of jotted down kindergarten bullshit? But of course, nothing about this, folks, because it's all a farce. It's all a parody. It's all ridiculous. I would say I hope Dominion sues them into non-existence, but that won't fucking happen. And you guys are that Trump, they say he crashed a wedding at Mar-a-Lago. And I'm not going to play you this video because the good thing about Trump not being president anymore is I don't have to actually play you what he says. We don't actually have to listen to his stupid voice. We can just, silence his fart mouth right away, which is cool. And the headline on a lot of Twitter was that he crashed this wedding, but anybody doing a wedding at Mar-a-Lago is a Trump supporter. And they were no doubt thrilled that Trump came to their wedding and gave a wedding toast. And even though his wedding toast was ridiculous, his wedding toast, of course, is Donald Trump. So it's all about him and all about what a terrible job Biden's doing. Wasn't about the couple at all because he didn't know the couple. But he basically just gave a long political speech that was, rambling nonsense, embarrassing rambling nonsense that I'm not going to show you guys. But typical Trump, he's still campaigning. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him win again in 2024 because that's how trash this country is, folks. That's why no other country trusts us yet, because even I'm not a big fan of Biden, but Biden is much better for foreign affairs than Donald Trump is, especially like getting along with our allies and stuff. But there's no reason for our allies to trust us because we're so stupid we could just put Trump back in power or somebody worse in 4 years. So why have any faith in us? You shouldn't. And I guess I'm going to skip that one. And Diamond and Silk are back, folks. Diamond and Silk are back. And it's just amazing the narrative they're spreading now, folks. They're just straight out wanting the military to take over the government. They want a coup in this country. Like it's a good thing. Like martial law is a good thing. It's just so crazy to watch conservatives who have always, as far as I can tell, been terrified of like the military coming in and taking up shit like that, outright cheer it now.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. Biden probably won't even last 4 years. Anytime you trip walking up the stairs, that's a problem. That look like a cognitive problem to me. That's right. Okay? So he probably won't make it 4 years. Listen, I wish that the military would step in and take over. Yes. Because we got 3 people that call themselves the most powerful people that's supposed to be in charge. Larry, Carly, and Mo need to go somewhere and sit down, allow the military to take over from here. Because these people are going to bankrupt this whole country and going to have us living in danger.
They literally hate democracy, folks. They literally want to install a dictator in our country and in voting, in the will of the people. And being supported by it, by conservatives, just almost unreal, but not after the last 4 years.
And a disaster.
What's your view as to, real quick, we have 30 seconds, why should the military take over? Because of what? From a national security standpoint? Is that what you're saying?
From a national security standpoint and to get to the bottom of what the American people saw in the 2020 election.
That's
We
right.
cannot forget or forgive that.
Our country is under siege. We see it. They know it. It's all a big fat lie. We need somebody to come in with some common sense.
She's right about that. It's a big lie. You're telling the big lie right now, the most secure elections in our lifetime. But no, let's just overturn the will of people. Bring in the military, because that's good. Not authoritarian or dystopian in any way, folks. And Stefan Molyneux, or Mule Nuts, as I love to call him, is bitching because deplatforming works, folks. Deplatforming works. He put out a video talking about how he only has 3% of his audience from YouTube moved over to his new platform after he got deplatformed from YouTube. And he's bitching about it, right? He's griping at his audience for not moving over. And I've actually talked about this too, folks. When you guys tell me, hey, you got banned from YouTube, just start your own website. Just move to another platform. It doesn't work like that. I've told you guys. No matter how much the audience loves you, you guys won't move over to the new platform. A few of you will. Maybe 5, 10% at most will move over, but the rest of you won't. And I'm not blaming you for that. I understand it, but that's just the reality of the situation. You just won't fucking move over. I guess I was going to read you some of this, but instead I'll just play the clip Vadim made. Vadim kind of clipped his rant bitching session together. And keep in mind, folks, keep this absolutely in mind as you watch this. He's not bitter.
World deplatforms me. All right. I'm off politics, focusing on Bitcoin. 5% of people followed me to a new platform because my donations have cratered. You get what you deserve. I'm not impossible to find. I'm not sitting here in a camo gear and a snorkel in the Florida swamps trying to hide from airboats. You're no one to blame but yourself. When I start talking about topics they're not comfortable with, poof, all gone. Right, okay. I know this. I don't want to sound bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm genuinely not bitter. I hope that I'm not coming across as bitter because I'm not bitter. I absorb information. I'm just an information eater. I'm a fact eater. I'm a empiricism and truth eater. This is just facts. I'm a fact muncher. That's what I do. My BitChute subscribers are 8% of my YouTube subscribers. So about 3%, and you know, again, not bitter, just facts. About 3% of my YouTube subscribers went over to BitChute. About 3%. That's very liberating for me.
It's very liberating for me. So that's why you guys need to follow me on Twitch TV at Dusty Smith, /Dusty Smith, and also on like Facebook at Cult of Dusty on Facebook, and I'm on Vimeo. I'm Cult of Dusty on Vimeo. I know you guys won't, but someday I might disappear from YouTube, but if you like this show, I'm available elsewhere. I'm going to go elsewhere. I'm not going to stop doing the show until I have to, until I literally can't afford to do it anymore. So be sure to do that. Also, like the video. Liking the video is important on YouTube. Subscribe to it if you haven't. All that good shit. You know the spiel and the deal. And free speech advocate Sargon. Tell me this dude isn't 100% free speech all the time. This is what it's like to be uncompromising in your free speech.
Just for a start, just arrest every single ACAB Facebook group member. You know, just investigate them. You know, these people who are all like...
Celebrating. Glorifying terrorism is a crime in the UK.
Exactly. So all of these people saying we did a great job. Momentum. All of these people that all... Just for a start...
Yeah, just arrest all the people that are for ACAB. All caps are bastards. Can't say that. Arrest them. Says free speech absolutist Sargon of ACOD. So cool. And these people are so weird. They won't believe any truth unless it's some kind of conspiracy, folks. Are you buying any of this story? It's total BS, says Cat Turd, an account that our former president, Donald Trump, retweeted multiple times. It's conspiracy, folks. It's some kind of conspiracy, right? Has to be some kind of conspiracy. This boat couldn't have just got lodged by itself. Apparently, they finally freed this boat that was blocking up this canal and causing billions of dollars a day to go by the wayside because they couldn't import the goods like they usually do. No conspiracy theory, just some idiot in the boat who I'm sure is going to lose his job. And, what's this? Oh, yeah. What an idiot, folks. This story came out just before I came on the air today. So this guy was at the Capitol riots, was at the Capitol insurrection, the Capitol treason, and, was on video, knew the FBI was looking for him, knew he was going to be arrested. So when they came to his house, this brain genius was wearing a shirt that said, "I was there, Washington, D.C., January 6, 2021. I'm sure the FBI is really appreciative. I bet they hope all criminals just like walk around holding a video camera that has their crimes on it. That would help them out a lot. Thanks, idiots. Man, Trump supporters are so fucking dumb. It's hard to believe they're that stupid. And next up on the Chud Watch, oh God. This is hard to believe. I keep saying it's hard to believe. It's really not, but it kind of is. So this is Colorado State Senator, a literal Colorado State Senator up on the floor thanking white men for what they've done for this country. Just unbridled, unmasked racism right in your face on the floor of the Capitol. Watch no audio. Come on, let's try it again. One more time, Dusty. You got this. You got this. Do it. Boom.
I feel white men have done a lot for this country and for this legislature, as all men have, and I want to thank them.
This state senator dismantled the gender pay gap, or dismissed the gender pay gap, and promptly thanked white men.
Not all white men make the same as every white man in a job. It's diversified across the board. It's just not a given that anybody is going to be making the same. It doesn't matter if you're a white man or a purple man.
Or purple man, yeah.
And
anything you can say doesn't say a black man, but it does matter. We know it matters. We've done studies that show, like black women have to send out 2 times the resumes as a white, or women whose names sound black because, they can't see you. But you have to send out twice as many resumes to get the same amount of callbacks as people whose names sound white. Lots of little studies like this they've done. We absolutely know there's still systemic racism in this country that caused there to be a wide gap in pay amongst the different races. But let's just deny that. Let's deny facts and reality because we want to continue white supremacism in this country.
Going to be making the same. It doesn't matter if you're a white man or a purple man,
because that exists.
And you all know that numbers can say whatever you want them to say. I know it's not going to come to any surprise that I'm going to be voting no on this resolution, and that's because I feel so much anger in this resolution, but I'm not sure where it's directed, and that's what I'm having a problem with. I'm not mad at anybody. I don't care how much you make. I don't care where you work.
We know you don't care how much they make. You don't care if there's systemic racism that causes minorities to make less money. Why would you? Rich white lady. Just so hard to believe that, well, that's not hard to believe. I keep saying that, but it's not hard to believe that the white supremacists in the country keep electing other white supremacists to represent them. But it's shameful, it's embarrassing, and it needs to be called out. And that's my Chud Watch section for right now, folks. Let's move on, read some super chats, and we're going to get into some Q. They came out with the third episode of the Q documentary last night that I watched, and I'm going to share with you guys because it's actually a pretty good documentary. And we're going to go into that next. We rolling right along. All right, let's check the super chats. Boom, it's over here. Yeah. There we go. All right, Todd Went, 666. All of these people espouse the tenets of Christian nationalism. A cancer on our democracy. All hell does the yes, they want a theocracy. That's all the fuck they want, and we know how that goes. We've seen how that goes and where that leads. Ginny Rude, I'll follow you if you're kicked from YouTube, babe. Love you. I appreciate it. I believe you would, but most people wouldn't. A very small percentage would, unfortunately. I know that. I've been through it. But it'll be just us. It'll be very quaint if I do. I appreciate that, Jenny. And Rox1 SMF, mark this day on which I cut my hair off and dyed it gray because obnoxious bitch is old and still here with you. Yep, I finally decided to stop dyeing my hair. Of course, I've been completely white since I was like 22, 23 years old. I had this genetic disorder in my family where all the men on my mama's side go totally white by the time they're like 23 or 24. Like Steve Martin or what is that guy from Catfish? You know, it's pretty cool now. I like it, so it's good. Trying to age a little bit more gracefully. Fred Burton, whatever happened with that guy who robbed you years ago? Did you ever get your money back? No, I didn't. I wasn't really expecting to get my money back. I actually wasn't expecting anything to be done about it. I just put out that video to scare him because I figure if he robbed me, he should have some fucking sleepless nights, have to look over his shoulder, worrying about if somebody was coming to get him. And from what I heard, he kind of deleted some of his accounts and was fucking worried that he was going to get picked up and had some fucking sleepless nights over. So my uncle, who was the mayor of the town, basically sent a message to me through the grapevine that he didn't like me and he wasn't going to help me and I should keep my bitch mouth shut mentioning him, and then he died of cancer. So, yeah, that's what happened. Life, what you going to do? And E says, Judge Botox hasn't ever done anything. I know, right? I guess she was a judge for some reason, but trying to play herself up so much is hilarious. And the Dustman cometh, killing them softly with his sounds, killing them softly with his show, killing them softly with his sounds. Appreciate that, William. And Lane Diggity, what's up, Lane Diggity? Dusty, how you doing, bro? I can't complain. I could, but I won't. You still being a menace to the neighborhood? I'm trying to be better. I haven't had the cops call on me in like a week or so that's good. Trying to be good, trying to be nice, trying to keep my radio down. And Jack Crabtree, can't emphasize enough the love of the Southern draw atheists staying lib left. Old Skeptic YouTube is alive. Any thoughts on our BS politics in the UK? Then you guys basically elect somebody that's like your version of Trump, and then you got that whole Brexit shit going on. Seems bad. Seems really bad. You guys need to get your shit together, and you still got a monarchy over there? Like you got a queen and shit? What's all that about? 2021. Might want to step up to the times. And hung like Jesus, Dusty. I got X Gummy Plug. Let me know. I got X Gummy Plug. Let me know. I don't even know what that means. What is X Gummy Plug? I'll take your money, though. And if that means you have some gummy worms to send me that are weed, go ahead. I'll take them. If you guys want to send me anything, there's a link in the description of this video to my P.O. box, and you can send me anything you want. And I was going to do an unboxing tonight. I'm sorry. I didn't have a chance to go to my P.O. box tonight. Friday, an unboxing's going to happen. I promise I'm going to do it. I already have some of the stuff. I'm going to go through the rest of it. So Friday, please join me for the unboxing. And E, once again, says, he, yeah. Got his dead pirate flags. Love me some E. Let's see if anything else popped up. All right, no more. Appreciate that. More super chats if you can. Let's go ahead and continue on with the show. Let me move this over here. Boom. Time for the Q. Guys ready for the Q song? Let's do the Q song. And do I have my Q graphic a little? All right, here we go. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Q. And first off on Q, I don't know if you guys heard about this one, but oh yeah, Lin Wood! Former Trump lawyer Lin Wood and Q member, somebody who spread Q repeatedly, put out a statement, I guess on Parler, that said this. Many have asked about my opinion on the fact that President Trump recommends the COVID shot. To be accurate, President Trump also acknowledged that there are other available, effective, and safe treatments for COVID, so it is a matter of personal choice. I am not an advocate of COVID vaccine. Surprise. I oppose their use. To that extent, I disagree with President Trump, but I remain steadfastly loyal to the president. Yeah, I mean, no shit. It's a cult. And his agenda for our country as President of the United States. My support has never wavered. So he knows his popularity and all his future money is completely tied to kissing Trump's ass. He's too far gone. If he doesn't kiss Trump's ass, it's over for him because that's his only base he can make money off of. These fucking shameless, lying grifters. And I believe he will remain president for the next 4 years. He's not the president, hasn't remained president, but they will say anything. President Trump loves God. No, he doesn't. America. No, he doesn't. The Constitution. No, he doesn't. Freedom. No, he doesn't. The rule of law. No, he doesn't. Putting America first. No, he doesn't. And making America great again. No, he doesn't. The only thing Trump cares about is fucking Trump. I love the same things. No, you don't. You're a traitor to the country who only loves money and power and pushing your own agenda. No two people will ever agree on everything, but President Trump and I agree on many more things than we disagree. Yeah, you're both pieces of shit. Trump 2020, and if the Constitution changes, Trump 2024 too. Yeah, you're really going to change the Constitution to let Trump have 3 consecutive terms. Sure, Lin Wood. Show crazy ass. It's time for you guys to go by the wayside. And this article came out from the Duh Files. Many QAnon followers report having mental health diagnoses. No shit. So according to lots of Q members themselves from their own mouths, they admit that they are either schizophrenic or they have different other mental disorders. And yeah, we know a wide range of mental health diagnoses, including bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, and addiction. So obviously Q and mental illness go hand in hand. Sad to see, but nobody's going to be fucking surprised. And like I was saying, folks, they have a new episode of Q Into the Storm out. And it's a pretty good documentary made by HBO that chronicles Q, the rise of Q, and what it's all about, and tries to get to the bottom of who actually is Q. And it does a good job of it. I think they have solved and figured out who is Q. Before we get there, though, these people are so weird, folks. They're so fucking weird. So basically, if you didn't know, Q was copied off this book called Q by Luther Blissett. And in the novel, Q is actually the bad guy. He's actually a traitor that infiltrates the other side and gets a lot of information like a spy, and then gets to his side. And it's obvious when you look into this book that this is where the person who created Q got the idea from. And so apparently this person who got the idea from Q started Q on a site called 4chan. And then he had some falling out on 4chan, so he moved it to 8chan. Well, the guy running 8chan, a guy named Code Monkey, who is the son of the guy who owns 8chan, was in love with the idea of Q and was so afraid that Q was going to leave their website because the Q boards began to bring them the majority of their traffic. So he basically hacked into Q and took over the Q account, and now he is controlling the Q account. We'll get to that in a little bit in a minute. But before we get there, I want to show you how weird these people are. We're talking about how they have mental illnesses. They're just so strange. See if I can here. See if I can a little bit back. They're gonna sing their Q song. These are 2 Q members running for office in the United States.
No, you may not. Thank you.
Like, you know, in The Matrix when they have that, he has a thing from
No, I don't.
We even wrote a song. Want to hear our Q song?
Of course I want to hear your Q song.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey Q, what do you do? Drain the swamp. Hey. and lock up the bad guys.
Democrats are
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you cringe to death, but I understand if you do. Just so fucking weird. So anyway, they looked into whether Roger Stone was Q. Spoiler alert, he's not. This guy works for 8chan. He knows he's helping with Q. This guy used to work for 8chan. We're going to get into him in a second. He no longer works for 8chan. And see if I can find it here. So one of the proofs that Q used to prove that Q is absolutely real, 100% this is a real person. This is some kind of insider in the Trump administration that's doing this. Proof is the fact that this guy that works for 8chan, apparently he woke up one morning and somebody had snuck into his apartment and put a big Q in his apartment. And they assumed that Q must have done it, and the account that was run by Q never claimed that he didn't do it. So literally, when Q members are talking amongst themselves and giving each other proof that Q is real, this is one of the main proofs they give. This guy working for 8chan got a secret Q out of nowhere. Well, shocker, folks. He's no longer working for 8chan, and now he admits it was all a hoax. That he's the one that put the Q there himself, him and the other guy that runs 8chan. They did it all to just perpetuate the Q thing because that was getting their website the most clicks. Nobody's surprised by this, and skip ahead. This is the guy that's Q right here. This is the guy Code Monkey. He's the one that took over the Q account, hacked into it, and now he's the one that's posing as Q. And he is the son of the guy that owns 8chan. So pretty interesting documentary if you want to watch it. It's amazing that so many people have fallen for this. I'm sure these people never expected for it to blow up like it's blown up. And I always like, how could anybody believe this? It's so obviously false. It's so obviously stupid. I just cannot wrap my mind around how anybody can believe it. And then I remember, dude, you used to listen to Alex Jones 4 hours every day. You literally bought a doomsday prepper compound out in the Ozark Mountains and prepared for the end of the world. You did that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was an idiot too. People are just stupid. It's very easy to understand how they can believe this kind of stuff. So anyway, they're on episode 3 of this. There's going to be 5 total. So if you guys want to check that out, it's available on HBO and also the Pirates websites. And next up on Q. So there was a clash between Antifa and Q. Most of these people who were at this freedom rally are just Q members. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. Like this guy's truck was just a billboard for fucking Q. And so Antifa was out there. And so I might have a controversial opinion on this, but I actually disagree with these people who call themselves Antifa and what they're doing right here. I think this is an optics nightmare. I think they're making Antifa look bad. Look, Antifa is just an ideology. That's basically anti-fascism. That's all you have to be is anti-fascist to be in a member of Antifa. It's not an organization or anything. So there could be lots of different groups of people that can decide amongst themselves how they want to be anti-fascist. And some of them, in my opinion, can take it too far and make the whole anti-fascist movement look bad, and they should be called out, in my opinion. And in my opinion, these kids that are doing this made themselves look bad. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to listen, but let's watch. Basically, they threw paint on his car, and they busted out his window, and they maced him, and he pulled a gun on them. Looks like this was licensed. Maybe I should play the other video because there's another angle of it. But anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and keep playing it. Just trying to find the other. Maybe it's here. Yeah, maybe this was not licensed. Let me play this version of it because this one's not licensed. Now I won't get copyrighted. So basically, he stops in the middle of the road. I guess they've already thrown paint on his car. And he stops to yell at them. And they run up and they shoot mace on him. We'll show you this. And he gets out, confronts them for throwing paint on his car, I guess. And so they walk up to him with mace, and one of them decides to break his back window. You can hear him on the other side breaking his window out. So he walks over to look at the window, and they mace him. And so he pulls his gun out, and he cocks it. And says, "Get away from me." And so then the cops come over there and pull a gun on him and tell him to put the gun down and get on the ground.
Everybody back away.
And they detain him briefly before letting him go. Now, I understand fighting fascism, but like I said, what you're doing is a PR nightmare. You need public support to be able to properly support fascism, and you need the optics not to be so bad they can use it against you. And like, if the guy had like swastikas all over his car or something, the optics would be a bit better, but he just has like Q shit and Trump shit on his car. And I don't think this is the best way to do this. I think under this circumstances, name and shame works way better than this, in my opinion. But that's easy for me to say. I'm an old white guy, and fascism doesn't affect me as much as other people, so I'm open-minded, but that's my thoughts on it. And then, folks, time for Glassgate. Glassgate. So I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but this was the big thing that blew up all over Twitter yesterday. The big new conspiracy theory on the left. So apparently, this Trump supporter, Freedom Caravan rider was riding by in his truck and his window broke. Let's have a look. And they're like, "Oh, Antifa broke this guy's window too. They're just breaking everybody's windows, Antifa." But then, conspiracy theory time, they're like, "Hey, if you look closely, this guy broke his own window." Let's look, folks, very closely. So here's his elbow, and his elbow moves, and then the glass shatters outwardly. It looks like he has some kind of green thing next to the window, and he might have hit it with his elbow and it shattered the window. But wait, controversy. Let's see what you see, folks. They like went into this in detail. Like there was all kinds of discussion. Some people say that when you're driving forward and there's momentum and a glass shatters, it's meant to blow outward. So that's normal. And some people said, if you look at this video, you can actually see somebody shoot what looks like, is it this video? Yeah, right here. Looks like somebody may have had some kind of pink slingshot or something. Let's go ahead and make it bigger. And then they pull it back and they shoot like a rock or something, and that's what busts the window. So let's see, frame by frame, and then you see it. They pull it back, and then second later, boom! I don't know, or maybe somebody threw a rock. I don't know, folks. What do you guys see? There's other angles and shit. Let's take a look. Let's scroll through the thread here and take a look, see what everybody's saying here. Oh, and also the guy's arm was all bloody afterwards, which is kind of suspicious, but it's possible the glass like broke in his arm and cut his arm. Let's go ahead and click on this one because it has some more footage of this here. Talking about all the shit that was going down in Oregon between the Freedom Caravan and the Antifa members. So here's a slow-mo video of it, frame by frame slow-mo video. What do you guys see? What do you think? Here he goes, and then boom, glass breaks outwardly, it seems like. And it looks like there's some kind of green thing next to his elbow. Hard to tell. I don't know. Let's see if there's another angle we can look at, folks. But also, folks, like it looks like they did like throw tree branches through their windows. So regardless, Antifa definitely were breaking out windows. Regardless of what you think about this situation, they were definitely fucking breaking out windows and whatnot. Let's scroll down, see if we can find this guy's arm. Like I said, there was all these videos. Somebody said you can literally see the projectile, but that's not true. It didn't bust out over here on this side. It busted out in the center somewhere. So that's not a good example of this conspiracy theory. And let's see, scroll down. Another angle. Let's find it. Trying to find his arm. More pictures. Yeah, showing the little green thing that he had. Looks like it was up against the window. And yeah, more angles where it looked like his elbow might have hit it, or he could have been pulling his elbow in. It's very hard to tell. And where is the fuck his arm? God damn it. It's down here somewhere. Long ass thread. Oh, here's a good angle of it. Here's upside down version. This is the one I looked at a few times, watched a few times. See if we can make heads or tail of what's going on here. I don't know what you guys think. MAGA moron. I mean, he could have been just like panicking because people were screaming at him and shouting at him, throwing paint shit, and he hit it with his arm, maybe. Did it himself, blame the protesters. Okay, I can't find his fucking bloody eye. There you go. And here's his arm afterwards. Looks like it's cut up around the elbow area, but it could have been from the glass flying in. I don't know, folks. What do you think about this Glassgate conspiracy? Let your thoughts be known. Don't tread on that guy. Yep, they sure did. Let's see what you guys got to say. MAGA moron. The way it broke, you can see the point of entry of something. So the impact had to come from the inside. Somebody explained that if you shoot like a little like ball bearing right through it, that it has an effect of like a trampoline where it'll bounce in and pop back out. That's what somebody explained it. Now, I have no idea, folks. I also read somebody that said he was an insurance adjuster, and it was obvious that it was broken from the inside out. The guy broke it himself. So, everyone get their cycle boards and strings ready. Yep, paintball on the door. Yep, slingshot, possibly slingshot. I don't know. Windows don't break like that. Conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory. It's kind of fun sometimes to look into and think about them. But we got to be logical on our side as well, in my opinion. Hawkeye never misses. Pretty funny. All right. That is all of my Q section. So next we're going to do some what the fuck. So, what the fuck? And first off on what the fuck, here's a crazy ass story. Did you guys hear about this one? So, just days after the border mass shooting, a Denver man was pulled over in Nebraska for driving 120 miles an hour. He tells a trooper his neighbors don't like him. He had a breakdown. He quit his job, left the state in his car. This is where it gets weird. I read this article too. It does say this. What does the Nebraska trooper find in the guy's car? A handgun in his jacket, a loaded AR-15 with an illegal silencer, 4 other firearms, ammunition, a bulletproof blanket and vest, 2 brown wigs, and an Air Force costume. They also found weed. They arrest him on gun drug charges, but he's released after posting $5,000 bond. After threatening to use his time in jail to think about getting even with people, said he'd kill a guard, exposed himself, and threw his poop around. They let him go anyway. 6 days later, he shows up in Iowa and goes to a gun store to buy an AR-15, another one. The store employee described the Denver man as heavily armed and agitated. Then the Denver man tells the employee he was surprised his friends didn't suspect he was the border mass shooter. So the gun store thankfully refused to sell him a gun and called the cops on him, and they arrested him again for more firearms and marijuana. So yeah, clearly going to be a mass shooter. They just happened to stop him. This is exactly the type of guy that red flag laws were put in place to stop. But of course, I read you last week where Denver sheriffs, Colorado sheriffs, said they were not even going to enforce red flag laws. So nothing can be done about this shit. They're just going to let us die. And next up on What the Fuck. So you guys remember back when the Twitter accounts of all these blue checkmark people got hacked? And they all were spreading the same scam at the same time? Well, it's hard to believe, but some people fell for this scam. And one person lost 400,000 pounds on this obvious goddamn scam. How stupid can you fucking get? Bitcoin, fake Elon Musk giveaway scam, cost man $400,000. Sebastian told the BBC Musk tweeted, "Dojo for Dodge," and I wondered what it meant. There was a link to a new event below, so I clicked on it and saw that he was giving away Bitcoin. Yeah, because that's what billionaires do. They give away their money. That makes sense, you fucking idiot. Sebastian followed the link to a professional-looking website where the Bitcoin giveaway looked to be in full swing. There was a timer countdown, and the website promised participants that they could double their money. Yeah, send us a Bitcoin, and we'll send you one back for everyone you send us, because that makes sense, right? That's definitely not a scam. Why would you have to send somebody money before they send you money back? How could you not know after being on the internet for any amount of time that's a fucking scam? This is Nigeria in 101. The competition was apparently being run by Elon Musk's Tesla team. It invited people to send anything from 0.1 Bitcoin, worth approximately 4,300 pounds, to 20 Bitcoins, approximately 860,000 pounds, and the team would send back double the amount. Take the maximum. Sebastian double-checked the verification logo next to Elon Musk's name and then tried to decide whether to send 5 or 10 Bitcoin. Take the maximum, I thought. This is definitely real, so I sent 10 Bitcoin. For the next 20 minutes, as the timer wound down, Sebastian waited for the prize to land in his Bitcoin wallet. From his house in Cologne, Germany, he sat there, refreshing his screen every 30 seconds. He saw Mr. Musk send a fresh cryptic tweet and felt reassured that the giveaway was real. But slowly the timer on the website ran down to 0, and Sebastian said, I realized then that this was a big fake. Yeah, then you realized it. Man, a fool and their money is soon parted has never been more accurate. I threw my head on the sofa, and my heart was beating so hard. I thought I'd just thrown away the game changer for my family, my early retirement fund, and all the upcoming holidays with my kids. So yeah, like, you're so stupid. And the whole reason he fell for it, because for some reason, people think billionaires are the good guys in the story. But they're not, folks. They're billionaires for a goddamn reason. You don't get to be a billionaire by being a good guy, by giving your fucking money away. Just Dunning-Kruger to the fullest fucking extent. So I hate that scam artists can make so much fucking money off shit like this. But as long as there's idiots in the world, they fucking always will. And what the fuck? And here's a story from Moscow. And I ain't even mad at her. Apparently, this woman in Moscow rides the... What is the line called? Some particular train line in Moscow. She rides it all around. And she walks up to the video cameras and exposes herself. Apparently, this is her kink. It's like, boom, have a look. CRT camera operators. Yeah, and like I said, I ain't mad at her. That's good for you, girl. Whatever your kink is. Victimless crime, in my opinion. You do you. And did you see today the trial for Derek Chauvin, is how you pronounce his name, started today? That's the guy that killed Floyd. And this is the defense they're going with, folks. They're going with the defense that he killed Floyd, George Floyd, because he was distracted by the crowd. It's not his fault, folks. It was the crowd's fault that he leaned on this guy's neck for 8 minutes.
There are people across the street. There are cars stopping, people yelling. There is a growing crowd and what officers perceive to be a threat. They're called names. Heard them this morning. A fucking bum. They're screaming at him.
Yeah, you were killing the guy. Yes, as you were leaning on the guy's neck and murdering him, and he was screaming he couldn't breathe and he was dying. Yeah, people were yelling at you. That has nothing to do with why you were leaning on the guy's neck to goddamn begin with, why you were killing him and why you didn't get off. Them screaming at you should have made you get the fuck off, because they were literally telling you you were killing the dude.
Causing the officers to divert their attention from the care of Mr. Floyd to the threat that was growing in front of them.
God, what a bullshit defense, but who knows? It's America. It'll probably goddamn work. Hope not, but we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys up to date on that. And did you guys see this one? This is kind of a heartbreaking story. So this kid was, I guess, having kind of a mental health crisis. So they called the cops on this kid because he walked away from school. I guess he accidentally or something broke one of the computers and was really upset about it at school and he walked away. So they send the cops, and of course the cops don't make anything better. The cops come and they scream at this kid, make everything horribly worse.
We're back with shocking, newly released body camera video showing a disturbing encounter between Maryland police and a 5-year-old boy they put in handcuffs. Kathy Park reports.
Don't make me take you over there.
Your record of that takedown.
Okay. Tonight, growing outrage in Maryland over this newly released body camera footage.
Cut it out.
2 Montgomery County police officers responded to a call to bring back a 5-year-old student who left school after he allegedly broke a computer.
Get in. Now. I'm not asking. Get in the car. I don't want to hear it.
After the officers bring him back, the situation quickly escalated. Police blurred the identity of the child. Meanwhile, the yelling and berating is all caught on camera.
I mean, how do you learn that type of behavior at 5?
That's why people need to beat their kids.
Sit down.
When the boy doesn't stop crying, one officer screams just inches from his face. Police released a near hour-long video Friday. Near the end of the footage, with his mom in the same room, an officer places handcuffs on the boy's wrist.
These are handcuffs. You know what they're for?
You want to go with Uncle Berto at?
Huh?
Huh?
You know what these are for? These are for people that don't want to listen and don't know how to act.
The incident took place January of last year. After an internal investigation, Montgomery County Police said both officers remain on the job. The boy's mother has since filed a lawsuit.
See, this is exactly what defund the police is all about. Officers, police officers, should not be showing up to shit like this. We should have a completely different organization doing this, of social workers, people trained to de-escalate these situations, who should be the first responders to all situations like this. You don't send in assholes with guns for 5-year-old kids misbehaving. Just absolutely goddamn ridiculous. When are we going to get better at this, America? Just a fucking shame, dude. And Deborah Birx, former Trump doctor, Deborah Birx, she going public now. She's trying to undo all the bad shit she did, which you can't do. A lot of this shit's on you. But she tells CNN that most U.S. COVID deaths could have been mitigated after the first 100,000. Apparently, CNN did a documentary, and they had a lot of the health people that were working for Donald Trump, and now they're all going public to talk about just how horrible the experience was, how there was an atmosphere that didn't take it seriously in any way, downplayed it, and didn't allow them to do their job. And now she's talking about, hey, we could have saved 300,000 lives probably if we wouldn't have done it the way we did it. But she ain't off the hook. Everybody's giving her shit because you were one of the main people that were spreading propaganda about what a good job Trump was doing. Here you are on CBN lying and saying Trump was very good at studying the information about COVID-19, very attentive to it. You's a liar. A lot of this is on you. You're a murderer. I know you're trying to walk it back now, trying to make things better, and I feel sorry for you a little bit, but not really, because you said this.
How would you describe the job President Trump is doing behind the scenes and in front of the cameras during these daily briefings that we're seeing? What's been your perspective, Dr. Birx?
He's been so attentive to the scientific literature and the details and the data. And I think his ability to analyze and integrate data that comes out of his long history in business has really been a real benefit during these discussions about medical issues. Because in the end, data is data, and he understands the importance of the granularity. And I think he's been really excited about finding the level of detail that we've been able to now bring over the last few weeks to really understand who's at the greatest risk for severe illness, who will have mild and less.
You a straight up murderer. You a straight up murderer, goddammit. What the fuck? Literally saying the opposite of the truth. You're admitting now none of this was fucking true. Why'd you go out there and say it? CNN was defending her and saying, well, she had to kiss up to Trump because she wanted to stay in the Trump administration because being in that administration let her get shit done. And if she would have quit and spoke against it from the outside, she wouldn't have had as much influence, and it would have actually been worse. Now, fuck that. You don't lie. You don't kiss a goddamn dictator's ass, an idiot who's killing fucking people. You don't help him do it. If you have any integrity whatsoever. So, yeah, she's trying to save face now. She's trying to save her reputation, but a lot fuck you. A lot fuck you. And, of course, Trump immediately came out today and put out another one of his press releases because that's what he does now that he can't tweet no more. And shit on her, basically called her a liar. And shit on Dr. Fauci, too, called him a liar and ineffectual. Even though we know the opposite's goddamn true. It was fucking Trump. And that's my what the fuck, folks. Let me stop here for a second, and I'm going to read the super chats, and we're going to get into a very short, very tiny religious bullshit section, and then we're going to finish up with a Karen section. So let's check the super chats. E says, haha, you said pirate, I did, E. Thought of you when I said that, too. Max Carter, I'm going to check that Q-Doc out. QAnon ruined a guy I know's career. Did he deserve it? Or was he in on QAnon and that did it? Or did they do it like out of spite to him? It is a pretty good documentary, though, if you want to check it out. Into the Storm. Crow Black. Always love the show, Dusty. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Crow Black, for supporting it. You guys are the heroes. And Jay West, 721, $10. Thank you, Jay West. You rock, dude. And or ma'am, as the case may be. And James Hodge, that is sad. You know for a fact, if it was a little white kid, the cops would just wiggle their finger at them. ACAB, yeah. They probably wouldn't have called the cops to begin with. Never can tell. They're such bastards. It's hard to tell what they're going to fucking do. But anyway, depressing. And let me check the regular chat real quick. We'll continue on the show. Trump understands granularity for sure. I know, right? He's a goddamn stable genius. Let's kiss his ass. He was shit. Yes. Birx has no legs to stand on. She repeatedly lied to the American people. Yes, she did. Spread propaganda and helped him do what he did. Fucking murderers, dude. ACAB, agreed. But Sargon wants us locked up, so you better watch it, folks. Sargon gonna have us arrested. Free speech warrior Sargon. God fucking damn it, agreed. Why didn't they pepper spray him? I don't know. All right. Continue on with the show. Next up, we're going to do a little religious bullshit. You guys ready for this? Wrote a song about it. Like to sing it? Here it go. Religious bullshit, religious bullshit, religious bully shit. It's time for religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. And first off, on religious bullshit, Baked Alaska back in the news. Baked Alaska. So apparently they arrested his ass and they put an ankle monitor on him. And he like, I don't need no ankle monitor. I love Jesus. So, yeah. I guess his name is Anthime Joseph Gionet. Wow, what a name. Internet troll, Baked Alaska, allegedly stormed the Capitol in January. He made it perfectly clear that he wanted to overturn the election and he wasn't even going to let cops get in his way. Anyway, so yeah, citing his Christian upbringing and schooling in a private Christian institution, the motion adds that Mr. Gionet does not come from a background of violence or in disdain for law enforcement and should be allowed to wait for his trial without a GPS monitor. He also cited his song about loving the police as a reason to cut his bail, but if you've heard that song, it just makes you want to give him no bail. Lock his ass up, because that shit's horrible. So, thoughts and prayers to you, Baked Alaska. Good luck on your treason. And this Christian school finally dropped Crusader mascot after finally realizing what it means. Yeah, that's not a creepy at all to have a mascot that's a crusader. You know, the people that went around and murder people in the name of Christ, they finally got rid of it. So good for you, but a little too late, in my opinion. I would read you the whole article, but we're going to move ahead. That's a kind of a boring story, but here's one. More Trans-Panic for you folks. On Wednesday, the West Virginia State House passed a bill preventing transgender middle and high school students from playing sports with the appropriate team. It's one of several similar bills being passed in Republican-led legislators because, well, it's not like the party wants to do anything to actually help people. It's cruelty all the way down. So there was a debate about it, and this is what Delegate Roger Conley had to say about it.
The gentleman from the 10th, Conley's recognized. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I speak to the bill? Yes, gentleman's recognized. I appreciate the law that's been presented here, the bill that's been presented here, I should say. And it's a verification of a law that's already on the books. And let me just, if you may bear with me, read from that book and read to you that law. It's King James Version, Genesis chapter 1, starting with verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all of the earth, and over every creeping thing.
And then he made a woman out of a rib. So this is a real story. Made a man out of dirt and a woman out of a rib. So he really should follow this goddamn true story.
That creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created him, male and female.
A point of order is raised. Gentleman will state the point.
Talk about the bill, please.
I'm sorry?
It's not related to the bill. It's not related to the bill. He's not there now.
Let's go ahead and get to it. Joe?
Mine is, God created a man and a woman. To believe that there is a man that thinks they should be a woman, or a woman that thinks they should be a man, is saying that my God made a mistake. And I've got news for all of you. My God does not make a mistake.
Your God literally killed every man, woman, and child and animal, except for one family on the fucking planet, because he didn't like how he created them. How could that not be a fucking mistake? Your God does nothing but make mistakes. He's a fucking moron. Good thing he doesn't exist. But yeah, these are the kind of people passing bills, spreading trans panic, affecting the most vulnerable upon us, because conservatives are trash. Fuck everything about y'all. And last one for religious bullshit. Just so fucking stupid. Matt DeVitt says, how crazy is this? Tornado this week in Alabama left the church untouched, then twisted a tree in the church cemetery into the shape of a cross. Yeah, so crazy. Yeah, God sent tornadoes and killed 5 people, but he left the church alone and made a cross. So cool. God's awesome, isn't he? He's not a ridiculous monster at all. Killed your grandma, killed your little cousin, but hey, at least the tree is sort of in the shape of, not really, but a little bit sort of like a cross. So praise Jesus. Our God's definitely not a horrible monster in any way, is he? Let's all worship him. And that's my religious bullshit. Man, did a full show. About to finish it up with some Karen videos. Might even do a little overtime. We'll see what happens. And not going to sing the whole Karen song, but where is that? Dipshit! You're Karen too much. And first off, on Karen too much. So apparently, there has been a flood of videos showing black people being racist to Asians. I guess we're having a conversation in our society now about racism towards Asian people. We've been having the conversation about racism for black people for a while, and I guess because there's been an uptick and violence against Asian people, the conversation about Asian racism is coming into play now. So there's been a flood of videos about racism toward Asian, but a lot of them contain black people, which is sad to see. Sad to see there's no class solidarity between oppressed classes at all. But apparently the reason this subject is being brought up a lot is because there are a lot of Asians that are in poverty still, that are very poor, and that live side by side in black communities. So there's a lot of tension between the two cultures, between the two races. And so they're spreading their experience of having all these black people be racist towards them on social media. And it's actually an important conversation we need to have, because you don't get out of being named and shamed just because you're black. You deserve being named and shamed just like racist white people do, in my opinion. This is just embarrassing. Whoever this is should be, man, ostracized from society till they change their behavior. Because this is ridiculous in every goddamn way. Shame on you. And the sad thing is, they even posted this themselves to try to make themselves look cool. Imagine thinking this makes you look good.
Oh yeah, Jay. Sickly in this motherfucker. Whatever they call it.
So sorry, I'm sorry. No, I want to sign on the sun. The wave fly on the fly. Wait. I sing by line. See? I'm Chinese. I'm Chinese.
Imagine laughing at that. Imagine thinking that's funny. I mean, you guys are almost adults. I don't know how old you are, but you're not children. Even children shouldn't find this hackneyed, old, boring, tired shit funny. It's ridiculous at this point. So name and shame that motherfucker. And I don't know how old this video is, folks, but it's new to me, so I'm going to share some of these with you that are old to me. So this guy, oh, God. So he goes into this Whataburger, and he yells at them because supposedly they handed him a drink out of the drive-thru window that was too full, and it spilled all over the $90,000 Mercedes-Benz that he was riding in. I guess it was an Uber. I don't know. And he complained about it, and let's just watch.
You know, I'm in an Uber, and you guys literally shoved that giant drink in my wife's hand where she didn't have it, and it spilled in a fucking $90,000 Mercedes-Benz.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's a Diet Coke.
Hey, I can do whatever I want. You're gonna cause, if I get cause to clean that Mercedes up, I promise you I'm suing you, Eddie, guys. No, I don't have a complaint. I'm telling you I'll sue you. You understand that? Oh, I will. Don't worry, I know how. Can I get a remote?
So I checked into it, and apparently Uber sent him a bill because the car's shocks and tires were completely destroyed. Clearly from the Diet Coke.
Where's the other? I'm about to.
Have a wonderful
Where's the other drink?
There you go. God
This
bless
one's
you.
overfilled. Look at this.
God
Overfilled
bless
and
you.
coming out. Thank you.
God bless you, sir.
No. God bless you. God bless you when you get sued. Where's my other straw? I'll give him one.
Dude, as always, I hate to body shame, but maybe at some point you should walk. Stop taking Uber, dude. Just saying. Don't be a dick. Those people make like minimum wage. Why you being a dick to them? You get your cola and go on, motherfucker. And another Karen at a local bakery here. They're just so arrogant and privileged. They think they're so funny and cute, too. These white women. Look how pleased she is with herself. She just thinks she's so awesome with her Karen ass.
75694.
Are you going to serve another human being and their kids because they have a piece of cloth over their feet? But question yourself.
I don't think so. She's just kind of yelling at us. I don't know. But I don't think she's any harm. She's just kind of being stubborn.
I'm fighting for a cookie here, babe. A cookie. And you're not going to give my husband a cookie because I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not following a rule.
No, it's okay. Thank you so much.
Video again. You guys are the weirdest.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Do it. I don't want you.
All right, bye. Okay, they're sending an officer here.
Video cameras are like garlic to Karens. As soon as they see them, like, oh, okay, you're recording me? You guys are so weird. I gotta get out of here.
Hi. And when this all comes out, there's another police officer. Okay, I'll think about it. Did you want to speak with the police officer? Now that I let all my friends know how naughty this place is. Thank you. Yeah, see you later.
Let all your friends know you're a Karen.
Bye. Hopefully you start.
Like to leave your kid, Karen. I want to pay goddamn attention to what you're doing. Just wear your mask. They don't make these rules, folks. They just have to enforce the rules. Why give them a hard time? Put your fucking mask on for 5 seconds while you order your cookie, dummy. And here's an anti-masker. I think this is, where is this? Canada. Goes into a store, makes an ass of himself, and then tries to do a citizen's arrest afterwards and ends up getting arrested himself because awesomeness.
I got all these teenagers here telling me that I can't be here and I have to leave this behind. But here's the way the law works. They owe me $2. I'm going to leave this money behind. Okay.
You can put that away then.
So you guys owe me $2? And,
You're gonna get charged.
Leave that right now. We didn't accept it. Leave right now.
You just paid her.
No.
So he thinks he can just throw the money on the counter and walk out with the product. But they're like, no, we don't accept it. We don't accept you. That's stealing. Take your money back. Doesn't work like that. But he's so smart. He's like, loophole. I know the law better than, cops and shit.
There's the $5 bill.
We are
Yes.
not accepting that $5 bill. It hasn't been scanned.
There we go. I paid for it.
No, you didn't.
I paid for it.
Leave that right now. Leave.
I just paid $5 for $3 worth of soap.
Leave right now.
So,
You can't just do that. It hasn't
this,
been scanned. What are you doing?
don't touch me.
Why are you not going to tell?
Don't touch me. Right there. Because they're all yelling at me. It's weird. Anyway, that's $5. You guys have my money. It's right there. Well, I do. Thank you, Dave. We can go. See, but Dave did touch me, so I may or I may not call the police. Dave, don't. Dave. Thanks, Dave. That's Dave from Dave's No Frills. I just paid $5 for $3 worth of soap. Well, I gotta buy soap. I gotta shower. My God, what a horror! This one here. You're under arrest for assault. You're under arrest, guys. This is a citizen's arrest.
Oh, okay.
Dave from Dave's No Frills. You are under arrest for assault.
Definitely.
2 counts.
Definitely is.
You have the right to remain silent.
Totally.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Okay. Hey, I have to take this man into custody. I have to. Here. I have to touch him.
In my face.
Okay. He's now in custody. No, you're not going anywhere. No, you're under arrest. I said. This is a citizen's arrest for assault times 2.
I'm glad you're taking this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Citizen's arrest. Dave, you're not going anywhere.
Out of my face.
No.
Someone said this guy is a neo-Nazi named Kevin Johnston who has an anti-First Nation sentiment. Wouldn't be surprised. What a fucking moron.
You're under arrest. Oh. No, Dave, this is a citizen's arrest. Hey, you guys saw it. Hit me twice. I had to defend myself against this guy. You are under arrest, Dave.
White hair, glasses, black pants, black shoes, gray hoodie, black and yellow.
Hey, citizen's arrest. He's not going anywhere till the cops get here.
Oh, that's perfect.
No, you're not going anywhere. Stay right where you are.
He's like,
I have 3
okay,
others
cool.
in the
Now
parking
keep the
lot.
camera on this guy. You stay here. You stay here, Dave.
Yeah, it needs to be now.
Citizen's arrest here, sir. That's all. Please don't get involved. Thank you. All right. No, stay here, Dave. You're not going any. Nah. Stay here. You are in custody. Do you understand? You are in custody.
And he's trying to put me on.
Can't get any more care than this.
I already have. I've arrested this man. Citizen's arrest. I need the
have
police here immediately.
Yeah, you need to go away.
No, he's under arrest. Citizen's arrest. You're not going anywhere, Dave.
Yeah.
Stay here.
No, we're not good, actually.
I just made a citizen's arrest.
Yeah, you can fuck off. Leave him alone.
Back off.
No, you leave him alone.
He's in custody right now. He's got. There's 2.
So skip ahead a little bit. Cops
Oh,
get there,
both these guys.
and yeah.
Here we go. No, here.
Give me a call.
Okay.
Put your hands behind your back.
Sir,
Put your hands behind your back.
I made a citizen's arrest
No, you
of this
didn't.
man
Yeah, no one cares.
right here.
To a lawyer.
Dave?
You have the right to a lawyer?
I don't fight.
And you don't have to say anything.
I call, hey guys,
Maybe give it evidence, okay?
guys,
All right, come with
I
me.
made a
Come with me.
sir,
Come with me.
I made a citizen's arrest.
Talking to a lawyer is something you want to do.
I made a citizen's
Yeah, that's not a thing you can do, dude. You didn't do that.
Okay, guys.
We'll be back.
All right, guys, listen up.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Sir, I made a citizen's
They don't care. No one cares.
I made a citizen's arrest.
Get in the car, Karen.
Okay, I'm getting it.
Get in the car, please.
Guys, I made a citizen's
We
arrest.
don't care. Fuck off.
Gentlemen, okay, I made a citizen's arrest. Dave assaulted me twice. It's all
Once
on
in the store,
camera.
once out here.
I made a legal citizen's arrest.
All right.
He's
Sounds
in
good.
custody.
All right.
You guys have to take him into custody now.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do. Yes, you absolutely do.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys,
Cool. Get
what's going on?
in the
Guys,
truck,
Get in
baby.
the car.
I
Get
will.
in there.
No, you'll get in now.
Guys, sir,
You'll get in the car now.
We
I
ain't fucking
made
with you,
a
dude.
legal
You will get in the
citizen's
car now.
Sir,
Hey, we're not
sir,
fucking
get
with
in
you.
the car.
Okay, come on, man.
Get in the car.
Come on, man.
No,
I made a citizen arrest.
Get in
Sir,
the car.
I'm just trying to. I'm wondering why.
You want to talk to a lawyer? Get in
I
the
would
car.
love to talk to a lawyer.
Get
guys.
in the car, man.
But I'm curious about why it is I've made a citizen's arrest. I did it live on Instagram.
If you want to,
And you're arresting me.
live on Instagram.
It's
Yeah,
I did
it's not
li-
the new courts. Get in the truck, please.
It's not the court, sir. I made
If
it.
you want to give me a statement, then by all means, I will take
Well,
one from you.
Dave
But
assaulted
get in
me
the car.
twice. Okay, so are you going to arrest Dave?
No, get in the car.
Well, why not?
Because I just told you no. Get in the car.
Well, we made a citizen's
All right, you have 5 seconds before I drag you into the car.
You guys got badge numbers?
Go.
Yeah,
Okay.
6 4.
What's that?
What is
Yeah,
it?
you heard me.
No, didn't.
No, actually, we did.
I only have
6
to-
triple D4.
Here, guys,
Nope.
this is my
Yeah.
soap.
Yeah, grab a soap.
This is my soap.
Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna need that in prison. Don't drop
Mind
it.
if I ask why you're not taking Gabe into custody?
Just get in the truck, man.
Sir,
this is not looking good for you.
Sir.
Press your assault
Get in the truck.
charges.
Like, it's 2 assault charges.
Get in the
Yep.
truck, man.
Do it.
And now,
Hey, this is not called for.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, this
Very
is
called
gonna
for.
go wild, guys.
Yeah.
guys.
You guys aren't gonna look good. You guys are making the police look good. God damn it, they're so frustrating. Everybody hates you anti-maskers. Everybody. I guess you love being hated, but we're not on your side, motherfucker. And, racist in the car! This is peak toxic masculinity. So we got another old, fat, white guy who thinks he's so unbelievably goddamn tough, being racist towards an Asian man, and he's saying every cliche because his brain is mush and he can't think of anything new. It's so sad to watch.
Karate chop to the fucking face with your fucking nose. One shot. Go ahead.
So
2 hits.
tough.
Go ahead. Me hit you in the face. Go ahead. You hitting the fucking ground.
2 hits, me hitting you in the face, you hitting the ground. That's so new, never been done before. I'm so clever.
Go ahead. Like a sack of tomatoes. Go ahead. I'm recording it.
Like a sack of tomatoes. He can't even get the cliche right. At least if you're gonna be cliche, get the cliche right. It's a sack of potatoes.
Tomatoes. Go ahead. I'm recording everything, okay? Go fuck yourself. Fucking bitch. You fucking gay? Sorry, I don't go that way.
You fucking gay. Makes a big difference if you're gay or not. It's so ridiculous, so embarrassing, goddammit. I don't know if this is America or not. It sounds American. He could be Canadian, but whatever. Name and shame that motherfucker. He's too tough, is he, though? He can whoop your ass, Asian guy. And, next up on the Karen video. So last time on the show, I showed you guys the footage of these community hearings where they were talking about changing the name of Robert E. Lee High School, which is now predominantly black. So the predominantly black students are like, hey, maybe this high school should not be named after a guy who was a traitor to the country and fought for slavery. So I showed you one of the guys who was talking about, hey, Jesus never said anything about slavery, so it's cool. But here's a couple more clips from this community hearing I didn't show you guys that's pretty fucking amazing of Karens just outing themselves in public. First off, this lady. Takes a second to start for some reason. I'm not sure why, but here we go.
I was taught that the chiefs of the tribes in Africa sold their people into slavery. If it had not been that way, there would not have been any slaves anywhere in America for Robert E. Lee or anybody else to have owned. So don't blame Robert E. Lee. Maybe you should be after your ancestors.
Yeah, black people! Don't blame Robert E. Lee for fighting for slavery. Blame your ancestors. It's your fault, blackies. So the Florida community is embroiled in a debate over renaming its Robert E. Lee High School. The Duval County School Board proposed the name change and held hearings on the issue. We must begin the process of renaming all the schools named for a Confederate soldier. This effort can help to heal a city that is
Communism
fractured.
slowly destroys a nation by removing.
All right, so I'm going to show you this guy too. And the good news is there are a couple cool people at the end of this who actually stood up for what was right, actually stood up for anti-racism, but not this guy. This guy is a Karen, cringe, racist as shit. And of course he has to read it because his brain is mush and he can't remember it.
Communism slowly destroys a nation by removing all icons, such as Aunt Jemima's face from Pancake Mix, Civil War statues, other things like historical school names.
Horrible! Oh my God! A private company decided to get rid of their mascot, who was literally a former slave who went around telling stories about how great it was to be a slave. Oh no! History's erased, y'all! And then I showed you this douchebag who talked about Jesus. But there are a couple good people in here. Let me see. I'll just go ahead and skip to the end of this. This lady was cool, obviously. I say obviously because she's black, but of course black people are going to be against the Robert E. Lee School change. But this old white lady, she doing it right.
I heard a lot of racist things as I stood because I think some of you good people thought I was one of you, but I'm not. So I'm here to say that all of this does make a difference. You are speaking from your white culture and your white self.
Go.
And I ask you, take a deep breath.
The Lee name tied to, as it must be, to slavery is an affront to all students of color that seek an education here. It clearly undermines their self-respect and dignity by conveying for all to see that they are descendants of second-class citizens. From that flows the implication that they too are second-class citizens. It's hard to imagine a more demoralizing tone to set for students seeking to excel.
So awesome. At least there are some good people left in the world stand up against this ridiculous racism, but still a lot of embarrassing old-ass white people. Need to get your shit together. And last off, I'm going to show you this old video. You've probably already seen this video before, but I actually did not know the background of this video, and I looked it up. So what is happening in this video is they're having a graduation, and the woman leading the graduation lets out the audience too early and forgets that the valedictorian hasn't spoken yet. So she demands everybody else get back in their seat. And when one family walked out, she said this, and the reaction of the crowd is hilarious.
Look who's leaving, all the black people.
They all get up immediately and walk out. Like, nope, solidarity, fuck you. Oh, hell no, you did. They all leaving. So yeah, I looked it up, and they fired her after this, and I actually did a search for her name, and I could find nothing else. So she retired, and she stayed out of trouble, never to be seen again in public, which, good. You know, that's bad life. Oh, no, she did go publicly, and she said that the devil entered the building, and the devil spoke through her. So she blamed the devil for what she just said. I did read that. And then after that, she disappeared. So, yeah. Classy old video, though. And that's my material, folks. Oh, did 10 minutes overtime. Look at that. Wasn't a short show at all. Whoops. Nope, that's not what I want. Boom. This is what I want. There we go. I did it. All right, let's read the chats and finish up. Let's check the super chats right quick. New Dust Buddy member, Nightfall Shadow. Welcome, Nightfall Shadow. You're a member of the Cool Kids Club now. Appreciate you. Get to spam the chats with your emojicons and Vince B. And Jemima used to be an attraction at Disney, did she? Well, that's crazy to know, but not surprising. Disney's been racist throughout the years, horribly. Ian Schultz, $5. I plan to stop in Mississippi during a road trip. Inspired to do so by you, believe it or not. Where would a good place to stop be? It depends on which way you're coming through. There's lots of like Grenadas on the I-55, Batesville's on I-55. That's not a bad place. Even Jackson I used to live in. Certain parts of Jackson are fine. Something like that would be cool. South Haven's a big town. It's more closer to like Memphis though. Real busy over there. So that's cool. I'm a dude. Okay, thank you, Jay West. I did not want to assume, make an ass out of you and me. So good on you, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the show. And E gave me that $20. Great show. Hey, thank you, E. Thought it was going to be a short one, but we did it. Had a good show Saturday, another full show tonight, and you guys supporting me really makes all the difference in the world. Make me motivated to work hard on this, and I really appreciate it. So you guys rock the Casbah. And let me check the chats real quick. We're going to end the show. What you guys got to say, and give up for the mods. Yes, the mods do a great job. Thank you for your tireless efforts, mods. I know you guys get a lot of trolls in here, and you do great at keeping the conversation fun and moving on here. It's much appreciated. Friends and Dusty, I know. Great Monday. We have one of the best audiences on all of YouTube, and I really appreciate you guys. You're the one that makes the show so good. It's a team effort. Do you think AIDS virus was man-made? I don't think it was man-made. I don't know, but I would think not. I would hope not. If not, what are your thoughts on people who think it's man-made? Did they unless they know something I don't, then that seems like just a conspiracy theory, like the coronavirus. But who knows? Robert E. Lee was a brutal slave owner. Yes, he was. I've covered that before. He hired somebody to beat a girl, and they used to pour, I think, salt on them and stuff. Well, I think that was Robert E. Lee, wasn't it? I think I remember that correctly. And pancake mix will tear us apart. I know. It's the end of our civilization. No more Uncle Ben. What are we going to do with that Mr. Potato Head? It's all over for us. We're collapsing. Gravy Seal. Yep, that dude was a Gravy Seal. They're so tough. These fat old men going to beat you up. Just drive away. Who gives a shit? Good God. Got so many chips on your shoulders because they feel like insecure about themselves. So they have to put other people down to make themselves feel better. But it's sad. So... listening to Dusty has cleansed me of my sins. You are cleansed. Daddy Dusty got your back. Best chat room ever. Agreed. All right, folks. Gonna be back Friday. I'm gonna do something Wednesday. I don't know if it's gonna be a live show just for patrons. I'm gonna do something for patrons only on Wednesday, though. So it may be just a pre-recorded video on Wednesday or Thursday from my man cave with some of the dogs. It may be a live show. Not sure yet. But anyway, so if you want to be a patron, patreon.com/codcast. Gonna try it again. The last patron-only show we did was horrible, terrible, but I have a whole section called Private Show of stuff that I'm afraid to show on my regular show because I'm afraid I'm going to get banned for showing it on YouTube. So, too hot for YouTube, patrons only, probably coming one day this week, Wednesday or Thursday, but regular show is going to be back on time, Friday, folks. Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. I think it's 3 a.m. GMT, I think. I thought it was 2 a.m., but maybe 3 a.m., whatever it is. We're going to be back for a whole brand new show, folks. I sure appreciate it. Become a patron. Be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to tell your friends about the show. I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. I love the fuck out of you guys. And as always, logic. Fuck yes. We're going to watch some Wobble Wobble on the way out. Wobble Wobble. Let's see what I've been watching. You can see my history of the shows I've been watching. I watched the Q Into the Storm, pretty good. Pennyworth, watch Pennyworth. It's a show about Alfred, who was Batman's butler when he was young, and he was working for Batman's dad. It's all right. And I watched Snapped. I like my true crime. Saturday Night Live. I didn't watch because it was boring. Cherry Wild's a game show, not that great. Naked and Afraid. I call it Booty Survivor. I like that. And I watched the Wild Wild West again. For some reason, I don't know, but it's better, I think, than the first time I watched it. And can't think of the woman's name that's in that movie, but she is beautiful. Anyway, whoa. Let's do it. Good night, everybody. Close my YouTube down. That's not good. That's it. Love me some Selma Hayek. Still looks great.